So you want to do YouTube, but your parents won't let you. Hey, what's up guys? My name is Anthony, and today I want to talk to you guys about a topic that I got asked on the channel. Again, I highly suggest that if you have any questions or any topics you want to hear me talk about, comment them down below. I read all the comments, and if there's something that I can talk about in the video to help you out and further your journey or career or goals you want to smash, I'll be more than happy to talk about these topics or something that you may be struggling with that you maybe want to hear my take on. Again, I have no problem at all covering a video on it. So the topic today is very interesting, and I'm also going to share some personal experiences with that topic as far as parents and YouTube. And I want to talk to you guys and give you some advice because I've talked to many of parents. If you don't know, if you don't follow me over on my gaming channel, we run a couple other channels as well, which has over 2 million followers. We've gone to events, we've met a lot of people, and I have a lot of experience with this. Although I am not a parent, I've spoken to lots of parents about this particular topic. If you don't follow me over on my gaming channel where we have over 2 million followers and other channels that we run, we've gone to events and we've talked to parents who have actually brought their children to these events, and their children want to actually do YouTube as a career. So there's times I've had conversations where I meet a parent and their son or daughter, and they say, you know, yeah, this one wants to do YouTube, but I'm not too sure about it. So maybe this is a video you can show your parent and maybe it changes their mind. So I first off want to say is that you have to put yourself in the parent's shoes. Now I know that's hard to do as a child, of course, and to kind of see that, okay, how is it my parent is viewing this? You have to think that now in the age that we're in, it's so social media orientated, and you can pretty much look and do anything online in just a click of a button. So I think, you know, children today are exposed to a lot more, a lot quicker than it was back, let's say, in the day. So of course there's this big worry with parents having this, you know, being that their child is going to be exposed on the internet. And again, there's just this big bubble. It could also be that the parents don't understand this at all either. I would like to say that I'm probably, and a lot of people around this era now who have also been doing YouTube and influencers, we're kind of like in the first stages of this like influencer stage. I remember a time where I was going to events and, you know, people were saying things that they wanted to be when they became older. And then I remember back in around 2018, that suddenly changed. A lot of people at the events were saying they wanted to become a YouTuber. And it was just like, wow, you know, these are what, you know, the younger generations are actually aspiring to be, something that I am now. So that's quite cool and a quite cool take on it. And things are going really quick. So remember, put yourself in the parent's shoes, or just for a second, just think how they would feel about their child being on the internet, being exposed to the whole world. Now, of course, there's a big age difference if, let's say, you're 17 and your parent says no, and if you're 7 and your parent says no. I think you should always respect your parents' decisions and things like that, and hopefully they have their best interests at heart for you. And if, let's say, for an example, I'll take the 17-year-old for an example. If they say, hey, I want to do YouTube, I feel like there's a big career in YouTube for me, and I just want to do videos. And the parent says, no, you can't do it. Well, technically you can't do anything, at least. You do have to listen to your parents. But what I would suggest and what I would do if I were in your shoes is I would talk to my parents and pull them to the side and just kind of have a sit down with them and talk about why. You know, there's a big difference in saying, okay, hey, I want to do YouTube, and it's like a no, you can't. You know, and then that's the end of the conversation. But there is a big thing is if you go and say, hey, I want to do YouTube, this is why, this is where I think I could be, this is what I want my future to look like. And you kind of have more of a plan and more of a structured plan going to your parents. And I feel like you can't go wrong with presenting more information, because it could just be one of those things where they have the thought of like, okay, no, we don't want you all over the internet, and no. So on one hand, that is very understandable, but also you can bring to the table that you don't have to show your face. You don't even have to talk these days. So that's totally up to you on the content that you make, or you can also just wait until you are able to do this on your own, you know, of legal age to also start creating content. And as far as the younger person looking up to their parents and saying, hey, I want to do YouTube, and they're just like, no, you're not going to be on the internet. You have to totally respect that as well, but you can also present present some information with that too. And I also suggest, if you're a parent, to also monitor, what your kids are watching, if you can, because, there's one thing of just, giving a phone, and again, you have access to literally everything. And parents have a lot more control than maybe they think. And again, I've seen this loads and loads of times. I know parents personally who have also done this as well, and it's just like, wow, I didn't expect my kid to be watching this or doing that. But you can watch over them. There's also restrictions that you can have, especially on YouTube as well. If you don't want your child to watch anything that's with swearing, you can also monitor that. And also, one thing I've seen, which I would probably say this is one of the coolest options I've seen, is that when the parents actually support their child in wanting to pursue this. I've seen parents also, they play games with the child, they record videos with the child, and they kind of help them and support them. I don't know where I would be today if, let's say, my dad, for an example, didn't help me out when I came to him and say, like, hey, how do you edit this? How did you do this? And to talk about my story, luckily for me, my parents actually supported it. It wasn't something, again, this all started out as a hobby for me. So there's a different time in this, whereas you can start it out and this could be your full-time job. For me at the time when I started it, it was honestly just a hobby, and it was just like, wow, I would come home one day, I have 10 subscribers, things like that, and it was just fun. And I was making videos for fun and something to show off, kind of like, wow, look, I created this. And my dad really helped me out a lot. So I don't know where I would even be. I don't know if I would even be doing videos today if it wasn't for my dad, me asking him like, hey, how did you edit that video? And he actually sat me down, taught me and walked me through editing and showed me. And that kind of sparked my mind. And wow, okay, you can do this, you can make this. And just that ability to create things was just phenomenal. So what I will say is of course, respect your parents' decision, guys. I am not your parent, so what I will say is you can maybe show them this video, but however, what you need to do is present them with information about it. I mean, it could be just something that they may not know, or things they've heard of as well. One thing I get even now till this day, when I talk to people, or if I talk to parents about what I do as a job, they ask, can you get paid for it? So most people don't even know, or maybe even understand the business that it may be. And yeah, it's just kind of a gray area still. And I think people are definitely catching on a lot more, especially the generation. But what I will say is present more information, show you're passionate about it as well. And it is something that you are passionate about. I hope it is, at least. And I think they will see that too. And if you don't talk about your future goals or where you may want to be, you may not know exactly where you're going, especially if you're, becoming an adult or something along those lines. So these are all things to think about, and things that I also always thought about too is, I would tell people I would do YouTube and they would laugh at me, honestly, or they just didn't believe me. They would kind of brush it off. And I always said like, hey, I'm going to keep working on this, and I'm going to do this full time one day. And, no one really took it serious, of course, until it happened. So again, guys, just look for that support if you can. And if they're willing to support you, that is always awesome too. Again, I will always vouch for YouTube, being the fact that you can literally have a career out of this as well. And again, it's always cool to see when parents support their children in wanting to do something like this. But of course, it's obviously depending on their age and how much, the parent can also be fully involved with it as well, up until, of course, whenever they're like an adult or something like that. So yeah, I just, it can be a scary time, of course, for parents, getting involved in this. Maybe they don't even like the internet like that. So it's a tricky one, guys. But again, sit down with your parents, talk about your goals, talk about where you want to be, show them some examples, and let them know why this is something you want to do and how this could maybe help you in the long run. Tell them it's always been your dream to buy them a car. I'm just kidding. But I do hope you enjoyed today's video. And again, thank you all so much for tuning in. If you did enjoy this video, remember to leave a like and share this video, and subscribe as well. It is much appreciated too. And if you want to check out any of the other videos, you can, especially if you're looking into growing a channel. And again, if you have any topics you want to hear me talk about, comment them down below. I read all the comments. I'll be checking them out. But wish you all the best. Have a great day. Good luck with the talk to your parents. And I will see you in the next one. Take care.